What if the greatest treasure of your life is not gold, not power, not fame, but the courage to follow a dream that scares you? Most people spend their entire lives ignoring that question, but one boy dared to answer it. This is not just a story about travel or destiny. This is a story about listening to your heart, trusting the unknown, and discovering that the universe responds when you truly commit to your purpose. This is the story of the Alchemist. The journey begins in the quiet hills of Spain, where a young shepherd named Santiago lives a simple life, moving from town to town with his sheep. Unlike others around him, Santiago chose freedom over comfort. He could have become a priest, but he wanted to see the world, to learn from it, and to live without walls around him. One night, while sleeping in the ruins of an old church, Santiago has a strange dream, a recurring dream that feels more real than imagination. In it, he is guided to the pyramids of Egypt, where a hidden treasure awaits him. The dream disturbs him, not because it is frightening, but because it feels meaningful. Unsure of what it means, Santiago seeks answers. He visits a mysterious woman who interprets dreams. She tells him something simple but powerful. If he truly wants to find his treasure, he must travel to Egypt. No explanations, no guarantees. Soon after, Santiago meets an old king-like figure who speaks of something called a personal legend, the idea that every person is born with a purpose, but few have the courage to pursue it. The old man explains that the universe helps those who chase their true calling, but only after testing how badly they want it. Before leaving, the old man gives Santiago symbols, signs to help guide him, and a warning: the journey will not be easy. Encouraged, yet afraid, Santiago sells his sheep and leaves Spain, crossing into Africa for the first time. Almost immediately, reality strikes. He is robbed, left alone in a foreign land with no money, no language, and no idea how to survive. For a moment, he considers giving up entirely. But instead of returning home defeated, Santiago makes a choice. He decides to learn. He finds work at a crystal shop owned by a man who has spent his life dreaming but never acting. Santiago's presence transforms the shop, turning it into a success. Yet the shop owner remains trapped by fear, afraid that achieving his dream would leave him with nothing else to hope for. From him, Santiago learns a painful truth. Fear of failure is powerful, but fear of success can be even stronger. With new savings and renewed confidence, Santiago continues his journey, joining a caravan crossing the vast desert toward Egypt. The desert teaches him silence, patience, and the language of signs. Here, Santiago begins to understand that the world speaks in more ways than words, through intuition, omens, and emotion. During the journey, Santiago meets an Englishman searching for an alchemist who can turn metal into gold. The Englishman represents knowledge from books, while Santiago represents wisdom learned through experience. Together, they realize that understanding life requires both learning and living. Eventually, Santiago reaches an oasis where time seems to pause. There, he meets Fatima, a woman whose presence changes him completely. For the first time, Santiago considers abandoning his journey, not out of fear, but out of love. But Fatima understands something profound. True love does not stop dreams, it supports them. She encourages Santiago to continue, trusting that if their love is real, it will survive distance and time. Soon after, Santiago encounters the true alchemist, a man who has mastered not just the transformation of metals, but the transformation of the soul. The alchemist does not teach through instructions, he teaches through challenges. He guides Santiago deeper into the desert, pushing him to confront fear, trust his heart, and listen to the world around him.
Santiago learns that alchemy is not about gold. It is about becoming the best version of oneself. At one point, Santiago is forced to prove his understanding by performing the impossible, to become one with the desert, the wind, and the sun. This moment represents the ultimate lesson. When a person truly understands themselves, they understand everything. Finally, Santiago reaches the pyramids of Egypt. Overwhelmed with emotion, he believes his journey is complete, but fate delivers its final lesson. He is attacked and beaten by thieves. One of them laughs at Santiago's story and reveals something ironic. The thief once had a dream about treasure buried beneath an old church in Spain, but he was too foolish to chase it. In that moment, Santiago understood. The treasure was never in Egypt. It was back where his journey began. Santiago returns to Spain, to the ruins of the church where he first dreamed. There, beneath the ground, he finds real treasure, gold, jewels, and riches beyond imagination. But more valuable than the treasure itself is the wisdom he gained along the way. The journey changed him. He learned that the real purpose of a dream is not the reward, it is the transformation required to reach it. And with his heart full and his future open, Santiago prepares to return to the desert, to Fatima, knowing now that he understands the language of the world. The Alchemist teaches us that life tests us not to stop us, but to prepare us. That dreams come with fear, love comes with sacrifice, and meaning comes only to those who dare to move forward despite uncertainty. And perhaps the greatest lesson of all is this: sometimes you must travel the entire world to discover that what you were searching for was within you all along. This story was shared by Explainary, a channel dedicated to explaining powerful books, ideas, histories, and stories that change the way we see the world. If you believe stories can transform lives, then Explainary is where your journey continues.